Alright, I want to say call Halal La to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Alright, I would like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, which I learned this truth from. And I'd like to say salutations, peace, blessing, and mercy to the Akim out there pushing this 100% truth doctrine and sincerity. Alright, this is the brother, Malak, Tazadak, Adawan, back at you with another video. Alright, and so here, you know, what you see on the television here is another protest over there in Minnesota with the gripes that these people have, these Babylonians, these Egyptians, with you know, the current ruler, you know, Nero. You know, you got you know, this No Kings protest, you know, speaking out against this guy. You know, and it's the third woe, and that's spiritual in itself. This is the third round of No Kings protests. All right. So I got Isaiah 19, and I'll start at 1, and it reads, "The burden of Egypt." All right, and we know that this place is synonymous with ancient Egypt. You know, the scripture in Deuteronomy says that we shall go into Egypt again with ships. So this is the modern day Egypt. You know, Babylon, Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, one big nasty cesspool. Okay, wrapped up in one. You know, a nice chunk of filet mignon. You know what I'm saying? But it reads, "Behold, the Lord Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai rideth upon a swift cloud." Alright, so this is talking about Yahweh Shai, you know, coming back in, you know, cloaked in them clouds of the chariots, you know what I'm saying? "And shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence." Alright, and that's going into all these different landmarks, you know, the obelisks, you know, these statues, these monuments. All right, so all these idols that these pieces of shit, these people worship, right? All that shit's gonna be thrown down. All right, and that's coming from you know, the chariots itself, spitting out beams, laser beams, you know, the missiles and shit. It's gonna hit this place, you know. It's gonna knock a lot of this infrastructure down, all of it, actually. And continuing on, "And the heart, which is the mind of Egypt, shall melt in the midst of it." Okay, so yeah, so these people gonna bug the fuck out. They gonna lose their fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? The scripture said that they balls shall dissolve away in their sockets. You know what I'm saying? Their tongue shall dissolve in their mouth. You know, due to what? Through the fervent heat of a nuclear fire. You know, that nuclear holocaust. All right. And so Egypt is gonna melt in the midst of it. You know what I mean? And a lot of that is dealing with what the philosophies, the democracies, the ideologies, the ways of this place. You know what I'm saying? You know, because America in itself is going to be destroyed. What's constructed as the United States of America, the landmass is still going to be here. You know, it's going to be a desert. You know what I'm saying? Dwelling with you know, dragons and scorpions and desert-like creatures. So, you know, when it says Egypt shall melt in the midst of it, means that this whole construct, this place in itself, this, you know, these buildings, and, you know, and the way these people have created a system here. And it's the point here, like I was saying, you know, as you see on the screen, no kings protest. Verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, right? Or like I like to say, the Babylonians against the Babylonians, and they shall fight every one against his brother. All right? So, you know, you're going to have your Joe Schmo Edomites fighting against, you know, the Edomites in the suburbs. You know, you're going to have your Dutch, you know what I'm saying, Americans, your English Americans, you know, you name it, whatever Edomite that consists, you know what I'm saying, of Esau, you know what I'm saying. And, you know, it's not about skin color. I ain't saying because you know, come from a certain lineage, you know what I'm saying, that you automatically Edomite. But hey, if the shoe fits, wear it. You know what I'm saying? If you think your ass an Edomite, then you a fucking Edomite. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of shit start in the spirit, you know, inside your mind. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scripture says, you know, try the spirit by the spirit. You know what I'm saying? You know? So we know, you know what I'm saying, that the blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, that, you know what I mean, our spirit bears witness, you know what I'm saying, that we are the children, you know what I'm saying, of the Most High. And it says, and they shall fight every one against his brother and every one against his neighbor. Right? So that's synonymous. So brother, so your brother is your neighbor. You know? So, you know, and not being simple, not saying that, you know, the Edomite next door to you because he's your neighbor, he's your brother, but in biblical, in past, in the ancient world, because everyone was given their different inheritance of landmass. So technically, you know, you would be living amongst other Israelites, if you will, or you'll be living amongst other heathens. So those will be your brothers, your fellow countrymen, if you will. But we know what this scripture is talking about. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it says against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, so yeah, so just like in the movie that came out a couple years ago, I just lost it. It was on the tip of my tongue here. Civil War. You know, I think you had California, Texas receded from the United States. You know, so I don't know. I think either they were battling one another or the other states. But anyway, you know, if you saw the movie, you know the premise. So that's going to be those cities that's going to be fighting against, you know what I'm saying, a neighboring city. You know what I'm saying? One may be a red state, one may be a blue state, Democrat, Republican, you know. So yeah, you know, you get the skinny. And kingdom against kingdom, okay? And that's going into these different countries, you know what I'm saying? These different kingships, you know what I'm saying? You know, like the neighboring video here, it says Iran launches missile attacks against, you know, the FJs, the small hats, as war reaches 1 month. So it's going on a month. While have time flew. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, you know, a month can consist of either from 28 days to 31 days. So that's equivalent of 4 weeks. That's a long time to be fighting against somebody, you know. But it's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? You know, because, you know, the end is near. You know what I'm saying? Of what? Esau's rulership. You know what I'm saying? Esau's kingdom. So yeah, so you can see here, so this whole war that was initiated, you know what I'm saying, you know, by the United Snakes, you know what I'm saying, of asylums, you know what I'm saying, you know, it's causing this ripple effect across, you know what I'm saying, the world. You know, the economies are being threatened. You know what I'm saying? Shutdowns. You know, they have a few, you know, weeks or, you know what I'm saying, a few months left of oil that potentially, if it doesn't be replenished, you know, their reserves, you know, their economy is going to shut down. And ultimately, that's prophecy, because that's what's going to usher in, you know what I'm saying, like bros like to say, all roads lead to the MOTB. So that's going to cause what? You know what I'm saying? There to be order out of chaos, because complete hell going to break loose. You know what I'm saying? If certain needs aren't met. You know what I'm saying? Certain dire commodities aren't shipped in. You know? Because this is how this world works. You know, it deals off, you know, it deals off of fossil fuels. You know what I'm saying? You know, so yeah, if these certain countries don't have oil, then they can't what? They can't transport goods from province to province. You know what I'm saying? To city to city, to locale to locale. You know what I mean? So yeah, so this place is headed for self-destruction. You know what I'm saying? But one major prophecy has to happen before all hell breaks loose, which is the mass chipping party. All right, call Allah, Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. You know what I'm saying? That this man's time is short, for there shall be no flesh left. Right? Kind. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man, to see this unravel, to see this unfold here. You know, and it's just all type of prophecies, man, all type of world-ending events taking place. You know what I'm saying, if you will. Let me see. So yeah, I mean, you could go all through the news, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to tell you, you know what I'm saying, about this and that's happening. You know what I'm saying? Locally, and then, you know, international. You know what I mean? Foreign and domestic. You know? And here it is, the TSA workers, you know what I'm saying, they still getting jerked. I believe they still working without pay. I forget how many days it's on now. I mean, it's well over 30, you know. I know that much, but yeah, you know. So this is crazy, you know. And I was watching one of the latest UN meetings that they were having. So I think it was Ghana, once again, was trying to forward the I guess it was the recognition of slavery being one of the most documented evils. You know what I'm saying? The transatlantic slave trade of history kind. You know, and I believe it was a vote of 130 some odd countries that agreed with the recognizing of it being an evil and to, forward the whole, reparations thing. But we know Esau, that ain't gonna happen, not under his watch. You know what I mean? You're dealing with a base man, So, but United States, the point being, they were one of the ones that voted against it, and they were the main participants in it. I find that funny. You know what I'm saying? But it's only forward in prophecy. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to be found in this man's hands, and he's going to be found guilty. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then it was really the majority of the European countries that voted nay. I think Argentina, I think it was 3 countries: Argentina, United States, and Armenia. One of them countries, I can't remember. But then it was 52 that just decided not to get involved at all. And I believe the majority of them were European nations. You know what I'm saying? Your Switzerland's, your Romania, and, those different, European Union. So, yeah, so this man, the Esau, he knows, who he is. He knows he's guilty. You know what I'm saying? But what? He holds himself not guilty. He got that I don't give a fuck spirit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, he's going to, ride it till the wheels fall off. He's going to go down with the ship type attitude. So, yeah, man, these are wonderful times we living in, man. We seeing some wonders take place here. So yeah, so this is great, man. So yeah, I got here Matthew 24:6. Salakia. I got Matthew 24:6. Salakia, my phone acting goofy. This is the book of Matthew 24:6, and it reads, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." Okay? And that's all we've been freaking hearing about, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these wars that have been taking place is pretty much Babylon the freak, has been somewhere, in the shadows or in the forefront of funding them, of supporting them. All these major wars has been taking place. The Ukraine situation with Russia, okay. The freakazoids of Babylon have had their hands in it. The small hats, they've had their hands in it. Now this new war, with the Islamic State, they're in the forefront of that. So yeah, man. And it reads, "See that ye be not troubled." See, we're not troubled, okay? We're championing this shit. You know what I'm saying? We looking forward to this shit, you know what I'm saying? Because our salvation is nearer. You know what I'm saying? As the clock ticks closer to doomsday, when this man goes down, what? We come up. You know what I'm saying? What it said, Esau is the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. You know what I'm saying? So his end is our beginning. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? His hell is our heaven. You know what I mean? Because heaven and hell deals with what? Rulership. You know what I'm saying? It deals with master and what? Slave. You know what I'm saying? Employer, employee. You see the dynamics, the effect there. So, and it reads, for all these things must come to pass. See? Prophecy. See? We're deep rooted in a prophecy. We're reading, basically, the breakdown of the word prophecy is to say before it happens. Pro, before, foresee, to say. You know what I'm saying? You know? So, yeah, man. So we know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We're in the loop. You know what I'm saying? We're in the know. Okay? We got the cheat sheet, man. We got the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? We know how this place was built and ultimately how it's going to be destroyed. Okay? Continuing on. But the end is not yet. See? That's going back to what? The C hip. You know what I'm saying? Party. You know what I'm saying? You know, the mandatory. You know what I'm saying? The get down and lay down, you know, get the guillotines out. You know what I'm saying? Off with your head. You know, ultimatum. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, there's going to be, you know what I'm saying? There's always a choice, but there's going to come to a point where he's not going to give you, you know what I'm saying, any other option. You know what I'm saying? But to take it, or, you know, that's going to be the end of what? You know what I'm saying? You know, your time here. But, you know, we already know that some of us are going to be martyrs. You know what I'm saying? You know, that the Lord has reserved 7,000 men, which is the 7. The number 7 just means completion. But that shall not bow nil to Baal. So we already know that there's going to be resistance, you know what I'm saying, from the true believers. So yeah, so we champion it, you know what I'm saying? We we hasten the day, man. That this takes place. You know what I'm saying? 7, for here we go again. For nation shall rise against nation, right? Babylon. Okay? Iran. Small hats. You know what I'm saying? Palestine. You know, Russia, Ukraine. You know, I mean, the list goes on and on. You know, China, Japan. You know, the Philippines. I mean, all of this, man. And it reads, and there shall be famines. See, that's going into this oil crisis. Okay, we're dealing with the oil crisis here. You know what I'm saying? So what is that? That's causing prices to go up inside the supermarket. People are complaining. You know what I'm saying? They're making videos talking about, I just spent $100 and I only got about 10 items worth of just junk. So the math ain't mathing. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is not adding up. You know what I'm saying? You're doing more subtracting than adding. You know? So yeah, so that famine is going to lead to what? Pestilences. Okay? Because when you deal with certain diseases that come from famine, you know, you get, forgot what it's called, but you used to see it a lot on TV when Esau had his campaign on trying to make Africa look bad, but you had the kids over there with the big pot bellies. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, that causes a severe case of, diarrhea. You know, you're drinking dirty water. I think it's dysentery. You know what I'm saying? So that causes a lot of health issues and, you know, a lot of, squalor. A lot of dirty places. A lot of dirty, you know, environments. You know what I'm saying? It's hazardous. You know what I'm saying? And it reads, and earthquakes in diverse places. See? And that's just the signs and the wonders, the signs of the times. You know what I'm saying? I just saw something speaking on the heat waves. The heat waves is back. You know what I'm saying? Record-breaking heat waves across the country. That's scheduled or forecasted to last until the end of April or some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So the global warming thing, you know what I'm saying, is here to stay, baby. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you just seen fucking these last little runs for these big ass snowstorms and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so you know, even the earth is getting its payback. It's killing off the inhabitants. You know? Even the earth is getting its get back. You know what I mean? But peep it, verse 8 reads, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So this is just, you know what I'm saying, a drop in the bucket. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bible speaks of Jacob's trouble. The day of the Lord is no day likened unto it. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be one big Molotov cocktail. You know what I'm saying? Of all the world wars. You know what I'm saying? All the Spanish flu, the Black Plague, famines, you know what I'm saying, are recorded in